Hey everybody, it's Drew with Southern Yankee Innovations, and we ended up trading in our excavator and picked up a 34 horsepower Kubota. Had a couple just little issues I had to take care of. The loader valve had a leak when you went to lift and lower the bucket. So in this video I'm just going to show you how I fixed it. So it's got this cover that goes over the loader lever, so we just took the bolts off to get the cover off so you could actually see where the leak was coming from. Looking around, I could tell it wasn't any of the hoses, and the valve itself seemed to be in pretty good shape. So we took the cover off, and then looked a little bit closer, and you could see that the middle push rod was leaking. We pulled the pins out and removed all the linkages. I took both linkages for each side, both the tilt and the lift. You don't have to. I was gonna go ahead and put the O-rings in both sides, but I just ended up doing the lift cylinder. You can't see a whole lot, but underneath the middle push rod you can see the oil accumulation. All it had was two 3/16 Allen screws, and I just took them out, and then they have two little retainer clips that popped right off. My son insisted on giving me a hand with everything. He did a great job at moving everything around, and unfortunately didn't lose anything. So all you have to do is pop off the little spacer, and inside there it's almost like the gland on a hydraulic cylinder. It's got a seal on an O-ring on the inside, and then like a sweeper seal on the outside. I just bought this universal kit from Harbor Freight probably 10 years ago and found the closest size, put it in. It's got one on each side. The seals felt fine. They weren't really dry rotted. They still were pretty flimsy, so I don't know if they just had some dirt in there or if maybe it just wasn't tight enough. Put everything back together, and with all the linkages back on, I started the tractor up and tried it out. Prior it was leaking pretty good, and I just ran both push rods back and forth a few times, and there was no indications of leaks. So all it was those two O-rings, and problem solved. Once all that was done, I just put everything back together. The pins were held in by, it looked like staples before. I had some small cotter pins that were still a little bit too fat, so I had to split them apart and just use one side, and then just crimp it back together. thanks for watching. There'll be a couple more videos on this coming up.